You're listening to the Confessions of a Hashtag Beauty Boss podcast. I'm your host, Angela Sanchez, beauty business mentor and founder of Beauty Business Co. I want you to believe that you can achieve anything if you set your mind to it. I'll be interviewing leading beauty industry professionals and discovering exactly what drove them to becoming the hashtag beauty boss they are today. Are you ready to be inspired? You're listening to episode 58 of the Confessions of a Hashtag Beauty Boss podcast with today's guest, Kerry Fulluck. Kerry is the owner of Mia Bella Skin Boutique and the founder of Soul Bay, a resort wear line that is absolutely gorgeous and has been picked up by a luxury resort in the Whitsundays here in Australia. Kerry swears by the power of having a business coach and how it has truly transformed her business over the last few years. The Zing Project has been a company that has helped Kerry grow her business exponentially, and she is now completely off the floor and has created an incredible team culture that allows Kerry to work on marketing her business and other areas of passion, which you will now find her a part of the Zing team, sharing her knowledge and helping other beauty business owners grow and thrive. The Zing team have generously gifted all of our listeners a program called A Window In, a free month of all the coaching sessions, masterclasses, pod groups, team educators, specialty classes, and so much more. It's valued well over $1,200, and all you have to do if you are interested in is head to zingmarie.com or zingjay.com and click to arrange the 15-minute call with your details, and then they will speak to you on how you can have free access to that 1 month of free coaching. How generous is that? Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy this episode. Kerry, welcome to my virtual beauty lounge. It is so wonderful to finally have you on the show. How are you?
I am really well. I am so excited. Yes, this has definitely been a long time coming, but yeah, super excited to be here. So thank you for inviting me.
Yes, we've known each other for such a long time. It goes way back to my days working for Dermalogica, and I used to come up to the Sunshine Coast and visit the Kawana Waters shopping centre, pop my head in, and we got to know each other, and you brought on the brand way back then. I don't even know. I should have counted how many years ago that was, but it's been, so beautiful to actually be a part of your journey. And we've been connected ever since. You've been a Beauty Boss Pro member for such a long time, and also have been to every single one of our Beauty Boss retreats. And I've just absolutely loved the way that you've been showing up in the context of obviously being open and receiving support from what we do as a business, but you're also such a great leader and mentor for so many others within our community itself. So I just appreciate you so much, and it's just so lovely to be your friend as well as a mentor as well to you.
Oh, thank you. You've helped me so much. Yeah, we've known each other for so long. I think it's probably about 9 years. And yeah, it's been amazing to get to know you and see you go in different paths as well, which has been amazing. But it's so good.
Well, before we dive in, I'll get you to kick off the show with what is your definition of a hashtag beauty boss?
I think it's changed slightly over the years, but I think it just encompasses the beauty industry as a whole. And it's just, obviously being an encouraging leader to your team, but it's also just coming together as an industry and empowering and supporting each other and just being there. Because obviously, being in business is a lonely place. So just having that support network of all the other beauty bosses is just the best feeling. It's amazing.
Yeah, it certainly is. And it's really wonderful to see how there has been quite a shift over the last 3 to 4 years, I would say, but certainly in the pandemic time where we really had to lean into each other to be able to continue to stay motivated. And, it was that thrive to survive kind of wording that was out there. And it was really great to be able to see so many networks within the beauty industry coming together to be that support rather than hiding behind doors and just going, what the hell am I going to do? Because even if you are solo owned, operated, or do have a commercial space with a team, it still is a lonely journey being a beauty business owner or business owner in general. But, you know, family, they just don't quite understand what we go through on the day to day. So it's nice to have that community support and friendships that you make along the way through the industry to say, hey, are you open for a chat? And yeah, just be able to be the voice and shoulder for each other too.
Absolutely, yeah. And I've made so many amazing long life girlfriends in the industry. So it's, it's fabulous. Love it.
It's a great industry to be a part of, isn't it? We're fun.
Oh, it's the best. We are fun.
I think we were compared to not being as fun as hairdressers because they're a bit wild with the, you know, parties and things like that they have at their hair events and stuff. But I think that we're getting there. We can have a lot of fun in the beauty industry.
Yeah, I think you've got to be a bit bonkers to be in the beauty industry. And I think we're just all amazing. It's lovely.
So let's hear where it all began for you. Where were you at when you chose to become a part of the beauty industry, and just share a bit of your career path to where you are today?
So obviously I'm from the UK. We came to this beautiful country 14 years ago, and the only way that we could come into Australia was on a student visa. So I was the one that drew the short straw and had to go back to TAFE. And when I was looking through the options of what I could study, hair and beauty was the only thing that I really wanted to do. So that's what we did. We came over. I went back to TAFE to full-time study to do hairdressing and beauty therapy. It was a tough 2 years because I'd left school when I was 15. So I was just a stay-at-home mum, and my brain hadn't worked for a very long time. So it was a bit daunting to have to, you know, the pressure was on me to be able to pass these 2 courses, be able to stay in Australia, basically. But I loved it. It was hard. It was very, very tough. There was a lot of hurdles that we come across during our 2 years study. Hairdressing was taken off a skilled list at one point, so we had to find sponsors. And I was just like a woman on a mission trying to find a sponsor, which I did in the end, which was amazing. So yeah, got through the 2 years of study, and then I got a job at the spa at Noosa Springs. They're the ones that actually ended up sponsoring us to be able to stay in Australia, which I'm forever grateful. And I loved my time at the spa. It was just beautiful. I was probably there for about 4.5 years. And then I went to Stephanie's in Noosa as well, which I absolutely loved working for Stephanie. And then the salon that I'd done some work experience in right at the beginning came up for sale. And husband decided that it would be an amazing idea to buy the salon. And I really didn't want to. I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I just didn't have a clue. Anyway, we ended up buying the salon, and yeah, we took it from a waxing salon to what it is now, which is an amazing skin clinic. And it was just an amazing opportunity to be able to, you know, have team on board and to really step into something that I'd never really done before. And I just loved it. I love the beauty industry so much. Hair, not so much. I loved the time while I was doing my training, but not when I actually got on the floor. But beauty really sort of resonated with me. It was just that connection and that nurturing and that, you know, being on a one-on-one environment with clients that you can really, really make them feel confident and comfortable in their own skin. And just, yeah, I just loved it. It was just an amazing opportunity. So that's where it started. I bought Mia Bella, transformed it to what it is today. We moved spaces probably about 4 years ago into a beautiful space that we're in now. And yeah, the rest is history. I've got a great team. I don't work in the salon at all. I stepped out on the 1st of January last year, thanks to the amazing Zing project and my business coaches. And yeah, so I just work on the back end, doing all the marketing and, you know, all the numbers and everything like that. And I just absolutely love it. It's just amazing. But I'm so lucky that I've got a fabulous team.
Yes.
That's key.
You've had a team that's been quite long-standing as well. I know you've had some that have come through and gone in different directions, but there's a few in there that I think I knew when I was looking after you with Dermalogica. So you must be doing something right. You're an incredible leader. And I can see you've got that bit of English fun in you as well. So it'd be such a beautiful team culture you're creating in there for them too.
Yeah, we do. We like to have fun. We like to have a dance. We love music. Yeah, and at the end of the day, you spend a lot of time at work. So you've got to enjoy coming to work, because if the team enjoy coming to work, you're going to get the absolute best out of them. So yeah, it's all about fun and providing a professional, amazing service to each and every client that comes through our door.
Yeah, 100%. And I've had treatments at your salon before, and it's a beautiful experience from opening the door to finishing the treatment. It's just, you've created a beautiful luxe environment that is very skin specific. So it's not as, clinical feeling as in some places you might go into and just feel like you're kind of on the bed and out the door. I felt just so warm and comfortable, and it was such a beautiful treatment that I had. Luckily, I live where you close to where I live. And yeah, I remember that time, Kerry, at the very first Beauty Boss retreat that you were talking with one of our guest workshop hosts that we had come in, Trish, and you were speaking about setting that goal of you stepping off the floor completely and having that replacement of a receptionist / someone who could also step into treatments as well. And yeah, just seeing the journey as you progressing and now you being completely off the floor of your business, it must feel amazing to be able to have built a business where you can focus on other things, because it hasn't just stopped where you've now working on marketing and things like that. You've been able to be introduced into the Zing team recently, which is so amazing. And then also your incredible brand that you've created, which is not skincare, is it? You want to tell us a bit about it?
No, so I had this idea because obviously as these crazy people that we are, I had this idea that I could have an online resort wear brand. So I did. I went to Bali for 2 weeks by myself to source my tailor and designers and the fabric shops where I buy my fabric. And it was a real pinch me moment. When I came back, I was like, oh my gosh, what have I done? I've never done this before. I've never been on the online platform before. And it was just a crazy whirlwind, but it's just amazing. So I've got an online resort wear called Soul Bay. And I'm so proud of what I have achieved and what I've got, and the people that surround me that have enabled me to be able to get where I am today. It's just, it's fabulous. I love it.
Yeah, so good. And I'm sure you're going to be, in amongst so many more beauty business owners, and hearing as the world and the industry pivots with hurdles that we continually see popping up when it comes to running a beauty business. But from your perspective, with your experience, what do you see as a hurdle or an obstacle that kind of keeps us stuck or, stops us from propelling forward?
I think for me, it's finding a great team to be able to grow the business. Obviously, you can teach all the things. You can teach somebody how to do a facial. You can teach somebody how to, wax or whatever treatments that you offer, but you can't teach an attitude. And it's just finding and because I've got such an amazing team, I'm always really worried about bringing new team members in because, we don't want to rock the boat. I'm so lucky with my girls that I've got, they just love working there and I love each and every one of them. So bringing somebody new in, it's just really hard to be able to have that balance and make sure that they've got the right attitude, they've got the right mindset. They love to have fun and dance and, be professional and all the things. So, I think finding great team members to be able to continue to grow, that's what I struggle with, with the business. I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, because it's so much more than putting an ad out on Seek and, this is the job role. When they walk through the door, you really do have to align with that individual as well. And if they sort of, don't kind of align with your business values or personal values even, I think it's really, really important to create a team that is really on board with, who you are as a person, but also that kind of can filter through into the business too. But you've done such an incredible job. I know it is for so many people when it comes to team. I think I've said this on other podcasts as well. It's a bit of a mindset of knowing that you're not going to be able to hold on to that team member forever. And so knowing that, you've got this opportunity to create a beautiful team development with this person to be able to propel in their career in so many different ways. But yeah, it's hard when they want to flourish away into different directions.
It is, yeah, it's really hard because you get connected. We're nurturers as an industry. We love to love and care and it is hard when people move on, but yeah, it's just one of those things that you've just got to deal with. So yeah.
Yeah. And so what are your top 2 important tips for the aspired Beauty Boss listener to learn from when they're starting their own business?
I think the main thing is know your numbers. I didn't know my numbers right at the beginning. When I first bought the salon, I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know what a break even was. I didn't know what budgets were. And that was my biggest downfall when I first started. So definitely knowing your numbers. And then the next thing is to get a business coach, but get a good business coach, because there's a lot out there. And my business coach, like I said, I've worked with Zing now for the past 2.5 years. They've got me where I am today.
So, Kerry, when you say about finding a good coach, what does make a good coach when it comes to people really realizing that they should be outsourcing a bit of support in that area to help propel their businesses?
I think it's just somebody who you align and connect with. More importantly, it's just having that connection to be able to trust them. And, obviously they know what they're talking about, because there's so much to being a business coach. There's so many parts in a business that needs to be, structured and have policies and procedures and everything in place. I think it's just finding somebody that you align with. Obviously, we've all got different core values and, things like that. So it's just somebody that you can trust and really work with, how you and your business.
Yeah. And I think also, like, what area of your business do you want to grow? Because there are coaches out there that can be niched in a particular area, and they might be better at marketing more than team culture. And I know also when you said about knowing your numbers, that comes up a lot on this podcast as one of the biggest things that people need to kind of make sure that they're aware of. And it's not just as easy as having a bookkeeper. So having a coach that can actually, keep you accountable and share with you how you can make the best profit per minute within your business it can really be so empowering for you as a business owner to have someone. It's almost like they're a teammate, right? They're on your team, and it's nice to see them being able to celebrate the wins with you too.
Absolutely. And, there are so many facets of a business that as a business owner coming in from a beauty therapist point of view, we're not taught how to be a business owner. We're all amazing beauty therapists, and then we decide that we want to buy a business, but we don't know all the things. We can't know all the things. So to have somebody that's got your back every single day and who can encourage you and focus and really, lead you on a path that you want to go on. And everybody's path is obviously completely different. So yeah, just finding that coach who you really align with and you really trust. And like you said, just being able to help you in your particular business in the areas that you want to work on.
Yeah. And also, I guess, like within our Beauty Boss Pro community as well, having so many members inside there that are working with coaches, it's nice to also have that recommendation from someone that you trust. Like I know at our Beauty Boss retreats, it gives us that opportunity to have deeper conversations and find out areas and where you are kind of needing to have support in and stuff like that. And then, like with as much experience as you have, and then you also working with a coach yourself, and now you're stepping into this space too. It's really nice to have built that relationship and trust with so many business owners. And I think it's still really powerful having that word of mouth, having conversations where you can say, yep, this has really worked well for me and this is why.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like anything, isn't it? If you can be recommended and see what people have done through those recommendations. I mean, I wouldn't be where I am today if I hadn't have signed up with the Zing project, 2.5 years ago. I wouldn't have been able to step off the floor. And I've followed them for a long, long time. Lisa Conway has always been like a bit of a girl crush and my idol. So, to be able to be working, with them and for them to help my business as they have, and now to be working with them on team is just, another pinch me moment. It's amazing. So,
yeah, so good. I'm so proud of you. You deserve so much success.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. And like I said, earlier, it's all about having the right people around you that, cheer you on, that support you. And, going to the retreats that you've held have just been amazing. And just making those long life connections with the amazing people that I've already connected with is just fabulous. Yeah, it's lovely. It's like we said, it's a beautiful industry to be in.
Yeah, it truly is. So I know that you are working a lot on the marketing side of Mia Bella still. So what are 3 apps that you just can't live without that help you?
Firstly, my Google Calendar. If I didn't have Google Calendar on my phone, I would be lost. That is my lifeline. for everything, for the salon, for the coaching, for Solvay, everything. So Google Calendar is my number one app. And notes, I love my notes app on my phone because I'm a list girl and I love a big green tick. So to make sure that I'm keeping on track and to be able to, get my work done is imperative to have that notes. And then Planoly and Canva are obviously, they save my life so much. Planoly, I know I've said 4 now, but Planoly and Canva just work hand in hand. Canva to be able to design beautiful templates for social media and things like that. And then Planoly to obviously plan your social media, just so it takes that overwhelm. So you don't have to think about it. You can actually create a structure of, what you want to get out there on Instagram and Facebook. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's so good. And have you been working on like batch creating so that, also it's in Planoly and it's all planned out, which is great because then it's like a set and forget. But in the days where you do have, say, office time to work on content creation for your social media, do you do things in batches or are you still kind of, going off the flow of what the Google Calendar kind of says for you for the day?
No, I do batch creating in Planoly just because it's easier and it's done and it just takes away that overwhelm. It's just creating that calendar to be able to work together with it.
Yeah, it makes a big difference when you've got sort of like the month in advance and knowing, I don't know, like what you've got going on in the business from a promotional perspective, and then what other maybe little days or special events that might be sort of, World Eco Day or something like that, and being able to have that in the calendar so that you know that you've got captions and hashtags and your graphics and things like that all ready to pop into. Have it really as a set and forget. It's great to be able to have apps like Planoly. I don't think a lot of beauty business owners are really using scheduling tools as much as what they should be, because I'm hearing so much about it being overwhelming to be on the content hamster wheel all of the time. But batch recording has really helped me, and then being able to have that day where it's all scheduled and then knowing that it's going to be posted at a certain day and time is great.
Yeah, absolutely. All about making life easier and taking away that overwhelm. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So what's one thing you're constantly searching for when it comes to support in what you do daily?
I think connection. I think it's just, being around the same like-minded people. Like I've said before, business is a lonely place. So, and your family and friends don't get it. And they've got their, 9-to-5 jobs. But owning a business is a lonely place. So I think having those connections with like-minded people that understand you, empower you, and support you is just something that, I search for. And, in all my work that I do is just having those good people around me.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference, doesn't it? I think we don't give enough time. Well, I certainly don't anyway. I'm not going to speak for everybody, but it's it almost, life is busy and business is busy, and it's very easy to forget, when you're searching for, connections and support, and there comes an event that you're like, oh yeah, but I've just got too much on, do the thing, put it in the calendar and make that effort to go to these places, because that, even if you can make one friend out of it who kind of just gets you. And we're not just talking about beauty industry events. It can be networking events that are in your local community, even, where you can really get on board with partnering with different businesses. And building that business partnership around you can be really helpful for business in itself. But also so that you've got some friends there to lean on too.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Can't do it by yourself. So to have that support is essential.
Yeah. And do you have any specific routines that you stick to set your day up for success?
I'd love to say I meditate and I do all the things, but I just don't. My main thing is I walk Winston, my mini dachshund, naughty little devil that he is. So walking with him, and then come back and coffee and chill, because my days are just so full on, like everybody's. So I just need that time to be able to just sit quietly. Steve's gone to work, so it's nice and quiet, and just gather my thoughts and get myself ready for the day.
Yeah, that's good. And you're building your dream home right now, which is just so exciting. So have you created a little nook for you to just have Kerry time in?
I sure have. It's more than a nook. It's an actual room where I can shut the door. I've got my own office, which I cannot wait just to be able to have my own space and have all my little things in there. just so I can, work and create lots more, amazing stuff.
Yeah, so good. So we'll move on to some rapid fire questions. What is the best book you have ever read?
Oh, this is such a hard question. I've read so many business books. Obviously, I'm going to say Lisa Conway, the founder of Zing's book. She's written 3 of them and they're all amazing. It's all about time, team and money, which is Zing's philosophy. So they're amazing. But the one I'm reading at the moment is called The One Thing. And I would imagine a lot of beauty boss owners know that we have the sparkly object syndrome, where we flip from one thing to another. We're like little gold butterflies, aren't we? We go from one thing to another. So The One Thing by Gary Keller is just amazing because it just makes you focus on the one thing and finish that one thing before you move on to the next thing. So I'm reading that at the moment and it's fabulous. I love it. It's a really, really good book.
Oh, that is great. Thank you for sharing that one, because I certainly have the syndrome that everyone else has as well.
Yeah.
Who is someone that you would love to meet in person?
I would love to meet Gabby Bernstein. I just love her. I could listen to her all day. I love her podcasts. I love listening to her audiobooks. I have her in the car all the time. I just love how she's so positive and she just shifts things around to be positive. It's just all about mindset. Yeah, and she really resonates with me and I would love to meet her one day. She's lovely.
Yeah, me too. I missed her when she came out to Australia a few years ago and I was, really annoyed that I didn't.
Yeah.
Again, what I was saying, I got too busy in my head and then I didn't go to the event and now I'm kicking myself because, no one's really been out to Australia from the kind of mentors that I've had over in America for such a long time. Yeah. So if you are going, then I want to come with you.
Done. That's a date.
What is one thing you have procrastinated about this week?
Oh gosh, I procrastinate about this every day, every week for the past God knows how many months, packing up my house to move into the new house. And we have boxes everywhere, and everywhere you turn, you look at a box and it's like, oh my gosh, I've still got so much to do. So yeah, this week has definitely been I've been procrastinating so much about packing up more boxes.
Yeah, and because it's coming to the finer end of it now. So it's about, getting the things that you're literally not going to be using within the next month.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And what is something you would jump at if you knew you wouldn't fail?
Oh, wow, this is tough. I think because I've done so much, obviously buying the salon, I had no idea what I was doing, and then, creating the space that I've got there now, and then going into the coaching with Zing, and obviously I'm loving that, and then the online store, and I'm loving that. So, I think, do you know what? I think I'm afraid to slow down. I think I don't know whether I can do that. The idea is for Steve and I, my husband, to buy a beautiful camper van and travel around Australia in the next couple of years. So that's our goal, but I don't know if it's something that I'm going to fail at because I'm not very good at slowing down. Yeah, I'll say slowing down because I need to, but I don't know whether I'm good at it, so I may fail.
That is a good one, Kerry, because, we were just chatting about, you've been looking at different ways and how you can slow down and it's literally not happening. You actually have had a big health scare. We haven't really talked about that, but I'm not sure if it is something you want to share on the podcast, but it was definitely a big sign for you to start to maybe take good care of yourself. Slowing down is a priority, but we were also talking about, making sure that you were also driving in the direction of things that light you up as well, because it's a different energy at the end of the day. I think it's important to, take those chill times and stuff, but sometimes we're just wired to not be able to take a break. How are you feeling now after, if you feel like sharing a little bit about that with that journey of yours and how you're feeling now?
I'm feeling amazing. Every day is a better day. I get super tired, but I think that just comes with the diagnosis that I had. So I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer last year, and it was a roller coaster. It was a nightmare, but I had the operation. I had an amazing team behind me. I had the operation. They took out the tumor. Luckily, it hadn't spread anywhere. The cancer was just encased in the tumor, and it was tough. It was a really, really tricky time. And when I found out, it was like, right, Kerry, you have to slow down. You have to stop. Something has to give. and I had the operation. I recovered. I think I had the operation and I was at the retreat a week or 10 days later with you guys because I wasn't going to put it out.
I cried. I cried. Oh, I think I'm going to get teary now. Lucky there's no video to this podcast, but I cried and I hugged you. And I'm just, so grateful that everything has turned out well for you.
It is. I feel like I've been given a golden ticket because, it could have been a whole heap worse. But so now 6 months down the line after my operation, and I know that I need to slow down. So there's a few things that are going to be changing in the next couple of months.
And I hope you've got the caravan on the vision board that you created as well. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yes, it's there.
I love that. So maybe this is what we need to do to you, but if you were stranded on a deserted island with no Wi-Fi, what is one thing you wish you had with you?
I think the big thing is Steve, my husband. He has been my rock. We've been together 28 years and we've been through so much. He drives me bonkers, but I just love him to bits. We have so much fun. He's as crazy as I am. I just can't do life without him. He's just, and like I said, we've had our tough times. We've had a really, really tough time, not just recently, but, throughout any marriage has tough times. But I think it would definitely be Steve. Yeah, he makes me laugh. I love him to bits. So he would be there with me, with my SPF, obviously. I definitely need SPF.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. This has been so lovely. Thank you so much for joining me on the show and the podcast. Tell our audience what is next for you, what's in the works for the business, if you're wanting to share anything, and then also where can we go and follow you, and maybe even if you're wanting to share a bit about Zing as well, just so that, because we've spoken a little bit about Zing today, and if anyone listening is looking for a business coach and it sparked a bit of I wonder what that would look like for me if I had someone in my corner, how they can reach out to the Zing project.
Yep. So what's next for me? So just continue what I'm doing at the moment, obviously working on Mia Bella. There are a few changes that will be coming into play in the next couple of months with Mia Bella, but we'll keep that on the wrap. Yeah, watch this space. My Zing coaching, obviously, I'm loving that. Absolutely where I should be. It's just amazing. Some of my clients, all of my clients that I've got that I'm coaching are just amazing. So to be able to help them is just fabulous. So continue with my coaching, obviously increasing my hours with those guys as well. And then Soul Bay, my resort way, continue with that. I've just had an order placed for a 5-star resort off the Whit Sundays for some pieces. So that's super exciting. So so that's that's what's happening in the future. Where can people find me? I'm just Kerry Fulluck on Instagram or kerry.miabella Skin Boutique if you wanted to follow me there. And then if you are interested in, obviously coaching, I know there's a whole heap of business coaches out there, but Zing, we've kindly put together a program called The Window In. So it's basically a free taster of Zing coaching for 1 month. So you get to come to all the sessions. So the pod groups where all the coaching clients are, there's the master classes, there's specialty education. Sometimes we have Shondell, who's an NLP practitioner, comes in. So she talks about all about mindset, things like that. And then there's also team education classes as well. So you get to do all of those things for a month, free of charge, to see whether Zing or coaching is what you need or what you would like moving forward to help your business. So if you are interested in those, if you go to zingmarie.com or zingjay.com, depending on who you want to chat to. Obviously, Jay's crazy. He's definitely out there. So, go to those websites, zingmarie.com or zingjay.com. Fill in your contact details and they'll contact you and talk about the window in for the free month of coaching. See whether it's
amazing.
For you.
How generous. Thank you so much to yourself for organising that with the Zing team as well, Jay and Marie. Awesome people. And just even, again, one of those things that's relatable about them being down to earth and not, because, it's a vulnerable place asking for help, I think, sometimes as well. And it's nice to know that they make you feel really comfortable and in choosing what is best for you to move forward with for scaling and growing your business, which is what we all want to do, and make more money. And, that's going to then allow us to create freedom, like what Kerry is, being able to do over these last few years by actually working closely with a coach. It makes a huge difference.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I wouldn't be where I am today, and my business wouldn't be where it is today if I hadn't have signed up with Zing and be working with them guys. They're amazing. I love them.
Yeah, so good. Well, thank you so much again, Kerry, and I will be seeing you very, very soon.
Thank you so much. I can't believe you invited me onto your amazing podcast. Thank you.
All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.